What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Now, for the past few days or so, some of you may know that I've been away in Sweden, in Stockholm. I've had a great time, but if you didn't know that, then it's probably because you're not following me on my socials. Get following on Twitter and on Instagram. You know, that is how you keep up with me day to day when I'm not doing this whole YouTube thing, you know, my normal life outside of YouTube. So yeah, if you want to follow me over on there, links in the description. But for today's video, this is r/ Entitled Parents, and as you can tell by the title, today's first story, guys, you know, I'm not even going to say anything. Let's just get straight into it. It's a mad one. Mum gets mad at me because of my Let's Summon Demon shirt that her teenage daughter was asking about. My fiance and I were in the mall near my new apartment. I was wearing my shirt while my fiance was wearing his usual polo and jeans. As we are all in the mall, I get my fair share of "what the F is she wearing" looks from employees. I wanted to go to a well-known body wash place to buy hand soap. My fiance knows how long I would possibly take, so he left to go to a game shop. While I'm in the store, I find the hand soap and start reading which one is which. As I'm looking, I see maybe 4 more people come into this empty store, a mum and daughter, I only know that because of the rest of the story, and 2 older women, which I assume to be an aunt and grandmother. The daughter was about 17-ish years old. She runs directly to a body wash set behind me on the display table. I find my soap and put it in the bag and walk to the other side of the store. Then I hear, "Excuse me?" I look behind me and it's the daughter. "Oh, my bad, you don't work here. I thought you were stocking the store." I was in no way dressed like the employee, but whatever. "Yeah, sorry, no, I don't work here, but since I love this store, I probably can help you." She then asked me for a certain scent, and since I could see it from where I was standing, I showed her. She looked at my shirt and started asking me where could she buy one and blah blah blah. I gave her all the details and even told her where the store was in the mall. She starts laughing about how I must know the mall very well. I guess her mum heard her talking though and started walking towards us. "Come on, daughter, I found your scent." The entitled mum grabs her daughter's arm. "Wait, mum, look at her shirt. I really want one. It's so cool." I smile and look at the mum. As she reads my shirt, her face starts to turn into a look of disgust though, like if she had just seen roadkill splat on her windshield. It was very awkward and she didn't even try to hide it. Now, this is not word for word, but this basically is what happened. The entitled mum said, "No, you don't need a Satan worshipping shirt," and grabs her daughter again, but her daughter pulls back. "No, mum, I'm talking." I just stand there at this point confused. "Listen, I know that it's Halloween, but my sweet baby does not need to see this Satan worshipping trash when going to the mall. What is wrong with you? Are you possessed?" Listen, I don't care if you like it, and girl, if you want the shirt, you can afford it without your mum being in the way. At this point, I start to walk away, but the entitled mum starts to follow me around the entire store, calling me a Satanist. I'm black, look at the screen now if you want to know what that word is, that is disgusting, and saying how my kind shouldn't be welcomed at my college. I go to a well-known private Catholic university nearby. She knows because my keychain is hanging out my pocket that says the school. She starts yelling and asking for my name so she could call my school. As a black woman in this already racist city, I literally tried my best to finish my shopping and leave, but none of the workers helped me. I checked out with her still behind me yelling. I get done and she yells that I'm stealing and that the police need to be called. Luckily though, the workers don't do it. She continues to block me from leaving the store, grabs my arm and tries to drag me back into the store, and at that point, I slap her in the face. The entitled mum starts crying, but her daughter grabs her and she looks at me with the most apologetic look. My fiance was now standing outside the door, thank God, and grabbed my hand and rushed me to the food court to get me to calm down. Now I thought that was the end of this all, but nope. The entitled mum literally must have called store security and they were looking for me around the mall. They eventually found me. The security searched my bag and looked at the receipts, then asked me about why I smacked her. I told them I can explain everything. The entitled mum is yelling at the other security guards, saying don't let the, again, blank, get away with putting her hands on me. To sum up the rest, basically I got off free. The entitled mum was let go without security calling the police or letting me figure out who she was, because I wanted to press charges. I can't believe this happened over a shirt. I'm really angry about the whole thing. My fiance has been calming me down. My university though takes things like this very seriously. They are currently doing an investigation of their own to find out who the lady was and why the mall didn't do anything to really help me. Yeah, that is very, very poor from the mall, I'm not gonna lie, from the mall employees. Surely they should have just stuck around and, worked out what was really going on, and maybe given you the chance to say exactly what happened, and that this horrible entitled woman was in fact being racist to you. That's, by the way, illegal. If you didn't know, you can't just go around being racist to people. I mean, that is disgusting. But yeah, they were like, you know what, I don't even want to deal with this, let's just let them both go. That doesn't really solve anything, does it? Because this person, once again, probably has done it before, and is now again getting away with just clear racism, which we need to get rid of in society. So honestly, yeah, very poor from the employees and very poor from this entitled woman. As for your university though, I've got to say, well done to them, because they are hopefully going to find this woman and then you can press charges against her for being a horrible racist, which realistically, she needs those charges put on her so she can either, be fined or, be put in prison, or indeed, learn her lesson not to be racist. Just educate yourself. Ugh, Jesus, racism, it's not good, is it? Let's move on. Now moving on to our next story, my grandma tried to ruin my brother's wedding. My brother's wedding was 2 years ago, but this still annoys me every time it comes to mind. My grandmother is rather histrionic. If she isn't the center of attention, she will make herself the center of attention. So, it was my brother's wedding and I was his best man. I have a tiny car and needed to be at the wedding venue early, and my grandma was going to be picked up by my parents later. She wasn't anywhere near ready and I needed to leave, so I assumed that all was well at this point. We set everything up at the venue and took photos and got ready for the ceremony. And finally, my parents arrived with my grandma in tow. She was already angry and causing a scene because I had abandoned me when I left for the venue. We managed to calm her down, but I could see my brother was already getting disappointed with the situation. He just wanted everything to go right, and he is too nice to say anything to our grandma. Things went okay for a while, until we were seating her in the chapel and she wasn't getting to sit with my mum and dad at the very front, where the parents of the bride and groom had the place of honour. Once more, she made a big scene until she was moved to the front next to my parents. My brother was red with embarrassment, as everyone from both families had pretty much filed into the chapel. Once more, things calmed back down once she had her way. The last straw was at the reception. Everyone was eating and having a good time. I was going around checking on the tables to make sure everything was going well and people were getting taken care of. And then I get to my grandma's table. I don't remember exactly what she said, as I kind of lost it at that point, and it was over 2 years ago, but it was something like, "Why is this taking so long? If they are going to get the reception moving along, I need you to take me home." I'd replied with something like, "I still have to give the best man speech in a while, and you aren't going to be asking mum and dad to take you back." Then she said the words. She said this to me growing up anytime I said anything about school or something I had learned or disagreed about, and it basically instantly triggers me. "Don't you get smart with me, you little idiots." I saw red and I said something to get her to come outside the venue, then I got vicious. I didn't yell because I didn't want to draw attention to the situation, but anyone within line of sight would easily know I was freaking angry. I told her something along the lines of, "You need to sit down and shut the F up. This is my brother's wedding. He still believes you are this amazing person that he wants in his life, but I've seen through to the vile female dog you are for years now. You mistreat and abuse my mum, and you are trying to do the same stuff to my brother now. Your BS will never fly with me. I know what you are, and if you don't get back in there and pretend that you are having a great time, you will have nothing to do with my life." She got all angry and, "How dare you talk to your elders like that?" But I just handed her the keys to my car and told her she could leave if she absolutely couldn't stand the reception. But if she did, she would never be invited to be a part of anything in my life. Not my wedding, not my graduation, not even to see any grandchildren I may have in the future. "You will be lucky if you see me again before you die," I said. Apparently, she either didn't care or thought I was bluffing because she left. I haven't seen her since. My choice. She complains to my mum that I don't talk to her. I specifically sent her what looked like an invitation that told her that she wasn't invited to my wedding. Then she wasn't invited to my graduation, and after learning about the racist comments she made about me, Caucasian, and my Asian wife, and how it was good we hadn't had any children yet because the world doesn't need any more Asian babies, I freaking hate her guts. I'd like to say some part of me still loves her, but after everything, I can't stand even the thought of her. Yeah, I'm not surprised. If there was any chance I could forgive her for how she tried to ruin my brother's wedding, her racist BS pretty much solidified my determination that she would never meet her grandchildren, and that I'm not even sure I would be willing to visit her on her deathbed. Look, I don't know if I overreacted or if I'm a bad person for responding like this, but I watched for 18 years as she emotionally abused my mum over and over again, and my dad by proxy. She had always doted on me and my brother, but when she acted like that at my brother's wedding, all of that came boiling to the surface and I tore into her. Guys, I think we can all agree here that OP did exactly the right thing in this situation. I mean, realistically, it probably should have happened sooner. But at your brother's wedding, well, at her, I guess, grandson's wedding, how can you try and claim all of the attention when this day has literally nothing to do with you whatsoever? The day is all about your grandson and his, wife-to-be. It's mental how, you can try and claim everyone's attention and, just cause such a big fuss, make your grandson red with embarrassment and thinking, oh my god, this is all going wrong just because of one woman, my grandmother. Oh, what a horrible person. And on top of that, abusing your mum and of course your dad by proxy for 18 years, was it? Yeah, that's actually mad. What a horrible person. I mean, I know you've gone through the steps of what you want to do in terms of getting her out of your life, but yeah, I think you really need to not even see her again ever. Don't even give her that fake invite. Don't even make contact. That's what I'm trying to say. And yeah, when she is on her deathbed, guys, I think you would agree with me. Don't go and see her. She doesn't deserve it. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of Entitled Parents. I'm glad to be back, and if you are too, watch some more videos. It doesn't make any sense, really. There's my finger. Yeah, if you want more, check out this playlist. All of my Entitled Parents videos in that one. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel with notifications on so you never miss one of my daily videos. I know I'm not posted for the last few days, but allow me. And finally, go and follow me on socials, as I said, to keep up with what I do every single day. I'll do some behind the scenes stuff. If I go outside, I might make a video about that on Instagram. You never know, like I did last week. So yeah, go and follow me, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new upload.